Well, good evening, everybody. This is Bob with the Chuck and Bob Show, and of course, that's Chuck.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
We just wanted to touch base with you. We're back at the Big Bass Bash for 2025, and we just wanted to give you a few antics of things that have happened in our lifetime. We met, I guess it was in high school, playing ball, and we met and we became friends and been friends ever since. It just seems, folks, like whenever we're together, something crazy happens. Whether one of us falls in the water or whatever. But
One of us runs over the other one's foot with the trailer. Boat
yeah,
trailer.
that did happen at Mark Twain. I ran over his foot with the boat trailer. So, but
I didn't get mad about it. I was just like, "Why'd you do that?" And he's like, "Oh, I did run over your foot." And I said, "Yeah." What are you doing there? I said, "Was getting stuff out of the boat, you know." But it's all good.
yeah, I was moving the boat to make room for somebody else. That was the same day that you couldn't understand what I was saying.
Oh no! So I said, "Hey, Bob," I said, "We're fishing there." I said, "You want to fish this grass?" He goes, "No, I got gas this morning." I'm like, "Oh, all right, good. That's good." Then what else did you? I asked you.
Well, we were putting, and you said, "Am I okay up here?"
Oh yeah.
I said, "No, I don't have any beer."
Yeah.
So things like that happen, but we do catch fish every once in a while.
Yeah, we have fun.
Most of the time, not, but we're hoping for a little bit difference this
Yeah.
time around. Weather's a little weird down here. It's water's muddy. It's cold.
Yeah.
But we're going to get out there, so we'll get into it. We don't want to be out here too long because it's starting to get cold.
Yeah, I just want to show him something, Bob. Here, this is if y'all can. If I got it the right way.
Yeah.
This is our map. This is all the spots. See, and here's the other side. So we're gonna go there.
We got.
That's about 30 years of.
30. Well, at least it was 1990.
Okay.
I had that map before Andrew was born. Jeez. So it's been around a while. I kept looking on it and seeing all these places where somebody caught great fish, and my name's not on there anywhere.
And you got a guy's name under. Nobody knows who it
I
is.
have no idea. Anybody know who Jim Pearsall is? Because I got it written down, and we looked up on Google last night and couldn't find him. So I don't know if he exists, but anyway, we wanted to go through a couple of things. We talked about running over his foot. When we first started fishing together, we decided we were going to go down to Wapapello Lake and do some crappie fishing. And we hadn't been crappie fishing; we were bass fishing. And crappie fishing used lighter line, these little dainty rods and reels, and so we got this. I think it was the barge. We had the barge. We had this big old 16-foot boat, and I just bought this 25 horsepower Mercury from Mark Floyd's brother. And we told Mark we were going down there, and he said, "Well, you guys can go to this spot, and you'll catch some crappie." Yeah. He goes, "You just got to be sure you stay to," and I don't remember if it was the right or the left.
That was the problem. We didn't remember if he said left or right.
I didn't remember.
I thought right. You said left, and then
and we're putting up, zzz, boom, the motor comes flying up. And we not only hit it going in, we hit it coming back out.
Yeah, and we had a bungee cord.
Bungee cord.
Held it. We tied the bungee cord around the engine and hooked it to both sides of the boat so it would stay down.
Yeah.
We didn't catch any fish. No.
No, we didn't catch any fish, and the motor was shot.
Yeah.
He probably had that motor for years and years and years, and in 1 hour I ruined it. So, what else we got on the?
My favorite with you, I think, is our deer hunting. So Bobby really wasn't much of a deer hunter, and I took him down where we went, and I said, got in the woods, and I said, I'm gonna put you by this thicket, and I said, so I'm gonna be right here. And I said, now you just walk maybe 50 yards straight across as you come to a little ditch. You're just gonna get up on there and sit. Just stay right there. Don't just 50 yards, you'll be there. Okay, all right. So I'm watching the flashlight, and the flashlight goes over, and the flashlight goes down the hill. Now it goes out of sight. I'm like, okay, stop down there. That's all right. Then the flashlight comes up. And this is like, 20 minutes later. It's almost light. And I didn't turn my flashlight on. He just walked right back to me like a rabbit on a dog. Big circle. And he says to me, when I turn my flashlight on when he gets to me, he goes, what are you doing here? I go, I haven't moved, dude. I said, you were supposed to go 50 yards. Oh, yeah, well.
I couldn't judge distance very good either.
Oh, that was our.
Needless to say, we didn't see any deer either.
No. We got one the next day, both of us did.
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we did because you put me in the spot and said, "Just sit here."
Yeah, I said that was kind of dumb of me.
Don't move.
Yeah, you stay right here.
So yeah, that was a great time. Some of the other problems that Chuck has had with me is he decided he was going to change the brakes on my Mazda pickup for me, and I thought I would help him out. So I got home before him, so I jacked the truck up and I took everything apart. And of course, I didn't know that when he got there, drum brakes, he needed one side to see how they went back on. And so the whole thing was all taken apart. Then we started talking about the shocks. And I'm like, what's that?
Yeah, do you have to replace shocks? This had like 200,000 miles on this vehicle. He's like, really? I said, yeah, that's why it rides like a log wagon, Bob. So
yeah, it was rough.
we got it done. We got the brakes done and the shocks done. But yeah, we learned a lot together. I guess
I broke your ribs.
you did. Yeah, he doesn't like spiders. No, I was
No,
snoring.
you were snoring in the back of that Mazda.
Yeah, we were sleeping in this Mazda pickup truck going what? Turkey hunter, rabbit?
Yeah,
hunter?
we were turkey hunting. That's when we hunted
And I
the
said
crows.
to him, I said, hey man, if I snore, just kind of nudge me. I'll wake up, turn over. Man, he didn't nudge me. He just jacked me in the ribs and cracked my ribs.
And then we went out turkey hunting the next morning, and we see these birds out in the middle of the field. And so we're crawling and sneaking, and we're getting in the ditch. And
500 yards.
yeah, they were at least 500, maybe 1,000 yards. And we come up over this hill, and we know, well, we're going to get them. We haven't heard them fly off or move. We come up and we look out there. They weren't turkeys; they were crows.
About 2 dozen crows.
2 dozen. So.
Still, but
Yeah. Oh, the Gasconade River. Oh my, that involved Groundhog Danny and Wally, and we went fishing on the Gasconade River in 2 little John boats, and we had a trolling motor. And for you that don't know anything about a trolling motor,
transom mount trolling motor.
yeah, transom mount trolling motor, and we're putting along and. We ended up with one blade left on that trolling.
One blade, a dead battery. We were paddling back. I don't think we had.
We didn't have a paddle. We found a board.
We found a board. And
yeah, because we didn't have a paddle. We didn't have room in the boat for it, and we didn't have room from the boat for sleeping bags, and we camped out on the riverbank.
Yeah.
And oh man, it got cold, and of course that was my fault.
Yeah, Bob said we don't have room for sleeping bags. We just need
and it was
to bring
July.
Yeah, but you need to bring some firewood and stuff. So
Yeah, so and
I
of
never
course,
listened to him again.
Yeah, and Danny was mad, of course, as anybody knows Danny knows. He said, "We're never doing this again."
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's just some of the things that we've gone through, and we just wanted to touch base with you. We've got,
Jim Butler.
Jim Butler Chevrolet. I bought 2 vehicles from them, and they helped Charlie find yours, and so they're just great guys. So if you need to get a new vehicle, that's who I would go see. Alex Cox at Jim Butler Chevrolet. And we got to change our hats. We were at the Bass and Bob's today. We cooked how many? 650 hot dogs?
Yeah, 650.
650 hot dogs, and we got paid with these hats.
So we didn't have enough buns again. That's 3 years in a row. Heitman can't add.
He cannot add. Of course, he went to St. Mary's High School in St. Louis, and he copied off of Wally Notice, and yeah, that's the wrong person to copy off of. So I mean, he can't. And then he went back and got more hot dogs and more buns, and still didn't have enough buns.
We ran out of buns again.
We had like what, 2 dozen hot dogs.
Yeah.
So, but we had a good time over there. We're going to be fishing that tomorrow. We'll touch base with you. Oh yeah, they ask us to mention this for any of you guys that are crappie fishermen. There's a big crappie challenge on May 17th and 18th down here at Lake of the Ozarks. Steve Heitman and Rick Rouse will be working that.
And Bass and Bob's.
And this is the Bass and Bob's. So any of you guys that are fishing today, if you join Bass and Bob's, you have an opportunity to earn $1,000 if you come in 5th place. And then if you catch a 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 pounder, you get that times $100. Right. 7-pounder would be $700.
And then they pay the last 35 places every 2 hours.
Every 2 hours, yeah.
You get $100.
Get $100. So we will be fishing in that. We're both members, so hopefully we'll get some money. I know both of our wives are probably sick of us coming home with not any money, but
that's fun. We have
yeah,
a great time. Man.
Yeah, you know, Chuck, somebody mentioned here that my dad took me hunting all the time, but my dad was not a deer hunter.
No, he wasn't.
He was a quail hunter, and
First time I seen your dad deer hunting, he climbed up this tree and sat in the fork of it, and I think there was a 2x4 up there.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is his tree stand.
Yeah,
he was
and
serious.
we went back to
It smelled like kerosene because
he had kerosene heater in his camper, and he couldn't smell.
Yeah.
And he come out and it smelled like he poured kerosene all over him. But anyway, we don't want to get into too many stories because otherwise you guys won't need us anymore. But hey, like us, we're gonna put this on YouTube. Chuck's son Mark has been educating us today on some of the technology of these things. We actually got a stand that holds our phone, so we're getting high tech, man. Yeah, wiggle it around a little bit. See that beautiful lake behind us? Yeah. So we will be starting fishing at 7 a.m. We'll touch base with you tomorrow. Hopefully we get to tell you, hey, we got a big one. But anyway.
There you go with that again. All right. We better go.
See y'all. Have a good evening.
Thanks for tuning in. See you.
Bye.